everybody, and this is Heather from SMR Blogs, and today I'm interviewing Natasha, it's me, Carmody, that's right, and Melissa Palmer, yes. And these guys are the brains behind Imagine That Selfie Museum here in Gqeberha. And I'm super excited to find out more about how this whole thing happened. But first, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your families?
Okay, cool. So we'll start with me. My name is Melissa Palmer, and I am married to an amazing husband, Jonathan. And I've got 2 kids who are currently 7 and 9 years old. Charlotte primary school. So yeah, I'm in the school phase, the junior school phase right now.
Yeah. Sort of in that as well, yeah.
Yeah, hectic, but it's lovely.
Okay.
And we were like, I'm a business entrepreneur at heart. Been working as my own boss since 2014.
Okay.
So just love coming up with new concepts and new ideas. But yeah, that's me.
Okay.
I'm Natasha. I'm married to Carmody, and I have a little boy called William, and he's 4, and he keeps me on my toes all the time. So we're both young moms. So the creativity is always there, especially when you've got young children as well. And very much like Melissa, very entrepreneurial. Always knew that I wanted to work for myself, and hence why we make a good partnership.
Yeah.
Mel and I also run the conference center, and that's where we started in 2017 when I joined. She started the business in 2014, and we've created lots of ideas together, lots of great trips together. And this is where Imagine That was.
So, okay, I've got a 12-year-old, and actually it's just turned 13. Sorry for that. The teenager. Yeah, okay. Can you tell me a little bit about what you were doing before you started this business? What was your business background? You said you did a conference center?
Yes. So Mel started the business. Being a conference center where actually maybe you should tell the history.
I used to work for the holiday called Expo Center, and then it changed to be a new business center. And at some point, I was the business manager there running the conferencing side as well as the office block and everything with the tenants and all that. But then the landlords at the time thought this conference industry is very up and down, and the tenant industry is very, this is my monthly income. So they were in the process of selling off the conference side. And as an employee, and the person that kind of brought the conference side up from reception to where it ended up being sold, I put my hand up and said, "You cannot sell it to anyone else."
Yeah, because you know how to run it.
Yeah, and my boss said, and they were very acceptable and agreeable to that. They gave me the opportunity of a lifetime, and I will get forever grateful for that. And then B&E Conference Center started. So I kept the name B&E Business Center. I kind of kept the B&E Conference Center, so it worked well together because we were still in the same complex, the same landlords and everything. Yeah. And then I built that business up to a point where I was no longer able to manage it myself. As one entrepreneur, one business owner. Yeah. And I needed a business partner. And then Tash and I were friends at the time. And we always, at every single bride, every single party, and every single, we always spoke about business. And what do you want to do with business? And whatever. And then I think Tash was also in the process of doing her business management at the time. And I approached her and said, like, need a business partner, and she was agreeable to that too. From 2017, she joined me in July, and it's been quite a journey since then. We've been through COVID, we've been through a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but we are still here, and we're still running the B&E Conference Center. It's going very strong. We've got 2 branches, one in Leisure Park in Kingston Road, and we also have a branch in East London. So yeah, we've got an amazing team with us.
Yeah. Sure. And then you guys are busy with that and the Selfie Museum. How do you balance the whole thing?
A good team. Yeah, a really good team. Yeah, we've got some really strong and amazing team members who assist us with running the branches in East London and Carmody. And then we've got a phenomenal manager here, Julianne, who runs Imagine That on a daily basis.
So how did it actually start, this whole Selfie Museum? What is the thing behind it, the story behind it? How did you actually start?
So Mel and I have always brainstormed on the way to East London, because it's a 3-hour trip there, a 3-hour trip back.
That trip a lot.
And we often talk about like having a venue and doing kids' birthday parties, and we always say, imagine that, and we talk about that venue, or imagine that. And it kind of came at the right time where we had also gone to Meet Africa, Johannesburg, in 2023. And one of their gala events was always during the 3 days, is one gala event. And they went through to prison break market. And they've got Dreambox there. And he went through, and they had a food market, and it was such a vibe. And then one of the shops where go through, and there were these big angel wings, and I was like, "Hey Tash, take a photo of me." So I took a picture, and then go through another
in the corner. Like another little photo.
and there's another photo opportunity. And then next thing you know, you are in this maze of amazing like booths with all these cool photo
Was
opportunities.
this just like, is it still there?
It's still there.
What's it called?
Dreambox.
Dreambox. Okay.
And Mel and I at the time also Cara, because she was doing Cara Morgan, she joined us on the Africa.
And Caro,
Yes, I don't know her personally, but she's in that woman WhatsApp group. She's very like
actively. But also she's a little older than us, and she ran through it there like she was a 16-year-old instead of me. So we had so much fun. So it was amazing. And then obviously that inspired us on our flight home.
Okay. So all we spoke about on the flight home, and Karen said, "You girls better not be flying up." and I mean, the flight home was an hour and a half, and we're going, Penny could really
imagine
something like that.
doing that. Imagine that.
Yeah.
That selfie museum. Imagine that. And then, we came up with the idea of starting something.
The name came about, but we just didn't really find the right. We had gone through Woman Main Road, we looked at so many different opportunities, and it had to be in a great spot. And Caro, about a year later, said, girls, I've just been to Baywest, and think of something that could work. And that's when we had a meeting with the general manager, so they bought into the idea immediately. They were very, very supportive, and they said, "We love it. This has to work." But where we were thinking, which was upstate, they said, "No, we've got another spot." And introduced us to, at the time it was an absolute blank canvas, but it was by the food traffic. So we thought, actually, this is a great spot. And I think if anybody saw the space, they would think we were mad. But we changed it over in basically 6 weeks, I think.
That's impressive. But how did you get all your sponsors on board, and how did this whole thing? Because I know you've got different people that do different rooms and things. How did you put the word out and start the whole thing?
So I think it was a bit of a network. When we were looking at one of the spaces, we reached out to a lady from 9 Yards Design, Kirsten. And then when we actually had the space, Mel messaged her and said, I think this could work. Would you be interested in sponsoring a group? And she said, "Oh, my word, absolutely." But she was very supportive from where it goes. And then also Kid Rock, they came on board. They were very excited, especially because they were a new tenant upstairs as well. Great collaborations. Then it was Z Brands. They also had a booth as well, which they had upgraded.
And then of course we reached out to suppliers like Easy to who does the grass, and we said we need some kind of flooring for our grass booth, and he was like, "Yes, sure, yeah, it is. There's the different options for you." So it's amazing. And then obviously we try and encourage people to hashtag and support the bars that have actually sponsored. EPS Bespoke Bath, they donated their bath to us to use. But it's amazing. It's a bath that we would otherwise purchase, but it takes such amazing shots. Everybody loves bath views. Climb in the bath and take a selfie there, interactive there. So they do, they love the bath view. And then in the beginning, we had Real Exposure that came on board that helped us with all our vinyl work. And then we had Curtain Circle that helped us with a lot of the design work.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been really great. The two booths that the artist came on board was Nikki Swartz, and she is one of very well-known artists here in Lisbon. She does spray painting artwork, and she did our glow in the dark. And her and her son did an amazing job in a very short space of time. So that's one reason we probably won't change for a very long time. And then Melissa Trudeau, who's from Walls of Wonder, she did our black and white cafe.
It's amazing. I love it.
It's so simple, but it's so effective, and everybody says that's one of the best. And then of course she did our cartoon pop arts corner. So yeah,
It's amazing because I was here literally a week ago and you've already changed quite a bit.
We're preparing for school holidays. So school holidays are around the corner, and we're hoping to attract a lot of school kids on holiday. And so we're putting in quite a few changes. One is an optical illusion booth, and obviously 9 Yards is upgrading theirs to become really, really cool. So when they do it, you're gonna I don't want to give too much away there. It's going to be very cool.
You're going to have to come and check it out.
You're going to have to. And Kids Rock is also going to be upgrading their booth probably within this week. So, and then of course we've done a few changes ourselves. So you've got to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Change, going.
Oh, for sure. Okay, which one has been the most popular? Is it like one with the table and the tree?
Yeah, I think the black and white one has had lots of comments saying they love it. I think it's because it's so simple and it's effective. The bath one, everyone loves.
Bath one has been popular.
It's fun. It's fun. It's very fun. Even though it's one of the balls.
I've worked in there with my laptop before because it's actually quite a comfortable space to be in.
The confetti booth really gives people interactive, but then you walk home with a bunch of confetti and all your clothes. But it's a lot of fun as well. Because you get really nice slow motions from there and very in motion photos as well. And then of course we recently upgraded the black and white booth to a money booth. So now you can be able to roll around in all your money.
Yes, no,
throw some money around. So it's an interactive booth, so we find work very well, and people really enjoy it. You like getting into
Yeah. I think I really didn't do enough with it. So it's a really good idea. Have you had any famous influencers at a youth museum, and you had any feedback from other content creators, or what is your feedback?
Yeah, we've had Jose in Africa. He came through. He was also there at our launch. We had First Time Mama, Amber Kenny. She's come through. Gabby is as well. She had a good time. We had Sarah Vines. She also held a birthday party here. Very nice. Quite inspiring to do with close friends and families. We've had them photographers come through.
Baywest has also sent quite a few influencers as well to do some marketing on their side. So we've had a few of their influencers come through. We'd love to have more influencers come through and showcase the space. The feedback that they give us is that it's fun and it's exactly what you expect. Just coming through and having a
backgrounds and stuff really makes a difference. And you work with people new ideas. So
sometimes you're just gonna wait to stop. Especially if you're a young child.
Okay, and tell me about the events and the parties and what you guys do with that. How does it go?
So we've held quite a few birthday parties, 16, 12, my 21st.
We even had a 5-year-old.
We even had a 5-year-old. They had a lot of fun. We've had a gender reveal, ladies' nights, mom's night out, a book club.
How did you do the gender reveal, by the way? Did you have confetti?
Yeah, confetti.
Confetti booth, and we gave them the pink.
Yeah, it's fun. That was cool. So we do have a venue hire fee. You come through and absolutely it's yours. You can do a private function or you can have a group function. And if you don't have the license, you are welcome to bring your own, especially for mom's night out to a book club. And you can have some champagne or some wine and have so much fun. You've also actually, something that was also quite cool was we had dog photos.
Oh, yes.
Wow. We've seen the dogs.
I know they went through
Everywhere.
pools. Yeah. They were in the pool, they were in the bath, they were
Amazing.
two little pigs.
Yeah,
That was fun.
Yeah, they were like,
Oh, sorry, I had
yeah, it's very good.
That's awesome. So they had a lot of fun, and they were so well trained. Like,
Yeah.
that's so different.
So yeah, so we can offer, like some people just prefer to book and come through as a group because they don't have the exclusivity. If they just come through as a group booking, then they will need to accept that other people can come through. But if you want to have a birthday party and it's exclusively yours, you can book it for a 2-hour period for a fee. And then obviously that'll allow you access for 2 hours, exclusively your guests, up 20 to 30 people. And then you can play your own music, you bring your own food, bring your own drinks, catch your own party packs. We do have like partnerships with Funfetti events. We do party packs with balloon arches and all that stuff that can add to your party if you're wanting to. But we like it's not that after you use that you can bring that one.
Okay, cool. That's so nice. Okay. Can you give us some photography tips on getting the angles or any techniques that you've seen other people? What is working really well in this space?
I think each group is different.
Yes.
So like the sideways group, what people do is they take it like that and they post it like that, but they should actually take it like that, turn it, and then post it, because then it looks like you're standing on the roof, or you're hanging off the couch, or you're jumping in midair, but you're actually like falling from the
My
roof.
son loves it, by the way. He was like doing all these different poses.
So if you do that and then turn your entire shot to the side, then it looks like you're doing those poses, but
Yeah,
like upside down. So those kind of angles and like per group, you can't do that on the kids rock booth because that'll make you like playing drum sideways. But that booth specifically, you turn around. And then
Confetti is right through a slow motion, and you really get the motion.
and then everything just falls so nicely.
There's a cool one coming up with a mirror. That little X mark the spot where it's best to stand.
Yeah, we'll kind of guide people so you can see exactly where to stand for that one. And then we are doing another mirror one as well, which is also going to be quite fun. It's like, it's going to be an interactive one instead of explain.
Okay,
That's
the
coming up.
illusions and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
And then we do have our staff members here that can help take photos for you, or the group, and they also know like where best to take shots. Sometimes best to take but
And you've got these very useful selfie sticks as well. That's so nice. Because if you go by yourself, you can just use that and then go, it's so convenient.
So yeah, every group is different, and every we try and create different spaces, different colors, different interactive things to do in the space. And obviously our manager Jules is very hands-on with that as well. She comes up with very creative ideas too.
Any other tips or encouragement for the content creators out there who's like they're literally doing this every day?
Well, from our side, I would say come visit us. Because you can do like a different, you can bring some, if you like promoting a specific product or brand and your product works well enough, like your selfie do, then bring it, set up a table, do a shot in here, and create your content in that booth so that we've got different colors to do like props. We have a room that you can change it as well, so you can come here and spend 2 hours and change your outfits and create your content right here. We can change the music, we can turn it off, we can behind the orange door. We are going to upgrade that as well. It's a closed space that you can use to change. And then just come through, be creative with what you've got in terms of promoting yourself and the products that
So
you
I
like.
just quickly want to ask you, so there's one in Gqeberha, do you know if there's others around the country?
I think there was one in Potchefstroom, I think, or Rustenburg, one of those two. But I'm not sure if they still open. I think there was one in Durban, but again, I don't know, but there's not. Recently Cape Town's opened a museum on Illusion. I don't think it's similar, it's not the same. But I don't think they have a South Museum.
That's really nice.
First one in the Eastern
Special. It's been such a privilege chatting to you guys and getting to know you better and finding out about this.
Thank you so much.